Good morning, Rob Evans, FTE, and like I say, known as Free Trauma Energy. And this has evolved from Fireman's Tired Eyes because that's where I was, and things had to change. That's the saturation point I was at. I was just tired of seeing what I was seeing. So that was very apt then, but now I have to change it. And when we're saying free trauma energy, basically we are getting rid of the trauma that's trapped within our body. What we see, what we hear, what we absorb does stay within your body. So it's been a lot of self-help, a lot of self-study, and I've actually grown to different places and I'm doing different things. And part of it is the somatic exercising or experiencing, where I'm using exercise to shift this trapped or stuck trauma energy. It's been proven by Dr. Stephen Porges and Peter Lewing and many others actually. I forget their names, but the vagal nerve is where we process information between our brain and our body, and not always can talk therapy be the answer. We have to get that stimulus when we go into fight, flight or freeze. We go into that traumatic situation, or we witnessed it or absorbed it, our vagal nerve will shut down and those messages are no longer getting across. I'm trying to keep this really simple and short and sweet, but sometimes we need exercise or movement to get that shifted and to get it reignited, and then we can get the trauma actually moving, which is what we want. Now obviously there's a lot of fear of judgment, of me doing something completely new, and we can challenge ourselves and squash ourselves and stop ourselves doing it. But I also realise that the message that moving trauma energy, giving people self-help, giving self-help tips, and giving people a message that of inspiration and encouragement, if we run together or cycle together or do things together, it's so much more fun. So yes, you're not going to expect results just by turning up once and doing it once. You have to keep regularly doing it. And what we're also doing is by giving ourselves acknowledgement and space to acknowledge that the trauma was real, it's valid. It doesn't matter if yours is worse than mine or mine's worse than yours. It's not about that. It's how we respond and react, and this makes a huge difference. If we're ridiculed by being vulnerable, if we're judged, or then there's a fear of it, we shut down even further and we won't open up at all, which is why I'm quite, I say, happy. I've been open and honest and vulnerable, and I hope I can prove to others that yes, you can get to back yourself in a good place. I'm in a much better place than I was a couple of years ago, which is why I feel I can help more and more people now. There is a fourth book coming, writing about the somatic exercises. So it's not a case of accepting where we are, accept what you've seen and what you've been through, but also accept that it might be difficult and challenging to get out of it. But by persevering and consistently showing up, you will get through it. And that's why we need to encourage and support each other. If this resonates with you, please let me know. I'm doing one-to-ones. I will do some more on this anyway, but at the moment I'm flat out trying to get this cycling event sorted out, so I can't concentrate on the coaching side of it as much as I'd like to, but it will be coming. The cycling will happen on the 28th of this month. There's only a couple of weeks away. This is to raise awareness of PTSD and mental health issues, not just in fire service or emergency services. This is collectively for anybody and everybody, and I have been contacted by others outside the emergency services that want to join on this cycle event, which is fantastic. But please contact me first if you wish to do so, because there'll be no advertising, only for those that are doing the sponsoring. And please, you've got to share and encourage people to donate, because it's raising money for charities, the Alerta, which is essentially the bomb barrage in the Algarve, and the firefighters charity in the UK. This event is essentially for the Algarve, and next year I'm already planning with doTERRA, because doTERRA Healing Hands have sponsored us for the cycling kit and other items, and we want to get a few adaptive blends oils into the fire stations to help them, because it has helped me throughout my little dark times. But next year we're looking to do another event which will raise money for the the firefighters. I was looking at a wasp. The firefighters in the central and northern Portugal. I like to challenge myself. Maybe I challenge myself a little bit too hard, but I also know that by challenging myself and pushing myself, that the message gets out even further. And the more and more we can talk, the more and more we can self-help without spending lots of money. This is about encouraging people to take the time to pause, to rest, to acknowledge themselves. Like I say, as emergency services, you end up helping everybody else and you become last. And this can happen as parents or any other work. That I know it's not just at emergency services, anybody can go through this. PTSD has no boundaries. It's pretty bloody brutal. Mental health has no boundaries. Depression, anxiety, it's all there. And what we fill our heads with, what we hear, what we see, what we think, what we overthink, plays a big part. So don't ever suffer in silence. You're not struggling on your own. There's millions of people struggling like this, and if we can act together, if we can come together, and the whole point of the cycling is to bring people together, then it's so much easier. Cycling on my own is bloody hard work. I have to find the motivation to get out, but I find the motivation because I know the message is really important. So if you like this, then please make your comments, follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, and obviously the podcast, which I haven't done too many of again because I've been concentrating on the cycling. But yeah, feel free to contact me. Let's keep going. Let me know how you're doing, what you're doing, what you think works for you. Maybe I've got a few tips that might end up helping you out as well. But keep going, keep showing up, and keep going. We'll say ciao for now. Bye.